Roxy. This is going to be part of the beginner guides of having your guide dog come home. And today I'm going to talk about obedience. In the blind school that I went to, obedience was very important. We did it every day, and it teaches simple commands. It activates their brain, gives them a challenge, and anything that gives them a challenge, trust me, it makes them exhausted. So usually after obedience, she does take a quick nap, but usually obedience is about 10 minutes a day, and I added a new twist to her obedience schedule. She's been home for almost like 2 months now, and usually it's raining right now, so we can't go outside because usually we're in the yard doing obedience, but we're going to go ahead and just do it on our patio here, our covered porch, and I'll go ahead and show you the obedience part of it. Thanks so much, guys. So here we are. I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. So let's do this again, take 2. But anyway, as you can see, I have her leash on her training collar to get ready for obedience today, and I just want to reiterate the importance of doing obedience every day. When I was in the blind school, we did it every morning. Everyone was outside and we did obedience every morning, about 10 minutes a day. And the reason why obedience is so important is because it reinforces all the commands and everything that they've learned while they were becoming your guide dog. And these dogs are very, very special. They're the cream of the crop. Not every dog that's put into the program makes it, because they have to be able to be focused, not be distracted, and learn and be very, very smart. So keep that in mind. So if I can hit home the most important thing of all the series I'm going to do for YouTube in regards to Roxy is please, when you go home, keep the obedience up. It's so important. These dogs range between $10,000 to $15,000 from a blind school, and if you don't do obedience, like the saying goes, if you don't use it, you lose it. Same applies to our guide dog. This is so important. And remember how I said with ADA training, when you go out to public, one of the rules is that you must have control over your guide dog. Obedience reinforces that for yourself as a handler to have control over your guide dog. This reinforces you being the pack leader, for them to trust you, and your bond. And I mean, it's good to have a challenge for your dog as well. You know, it makes, like I said before, it keeps them engaged, it helps them listen, and it makes them tired. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what we do. I do obedience every morning. I usually do it out on the grass in the yard, but because it's raining, like I said, we're gonna do it on the covered porch. But I do not miss obedience at all. I am very, very diligent, because I know how important this is for her and me to be successful while we're in public. So like I said, I do it for 10 minutes a day, and we start off with a leash. So the first command is heel. Sit. Good girl. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Heel. Sit down. Good girl. Heel. Sit down. Good girl, Roxy. Heel. Down. Good girl. Heel. Down. Good girl. So I usually do about 2 laps. I obviously didn't want to show you the whole entire session because that will take, this video will be extremely long. But now the second part that I kind of added myself, since she's been doing really, really good with obedience, I hardly have to correct her. But as you saw in that first series of her obedience, every time she did something that I told her to do, I always praise her. Now, with the guide dog, my school did not teach us how to pray, not how to, but they didn't teach us to praise with food, okay? Because we don't want them to expect a treat every time they do something. I want her to be able to hear my voice, that good job, my tone, and when she hears that, she knows she did what she was supposed to do. Now, what I've added to her training is to take her off the leash and to do the same simple commands, but I want her to have the focus and the intelligence to follow my commands without being tethered to me. So let's go ahead and start the second series. Roxy, heel, heel. Sit. Good girl. Heel. Sit. No, sit. No, sit. Better. Better. Heel. Sit. Down. Good girl. Good girl. Heel. No, heel. Better. Better. Sit. Down. Good girl, Rox. Heel. Down. Good girl. Good girl. Heel. Heel, Roxy. Good girl. Down. Good girl. Heel. Sit. Stay. Stay. Come here, girl. Come here, Roxy. Come here, Roxy. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. So she did awesome. She finished her obedience. So we're going to go ahead and play for a little bit to reward her. And usually after obedience, guys, you always want to relieve your dog because it gets their insides, their bowels moving, so we're gonna go potty as well. But yeah, like I stated, obedience is so important. Do not slack off on that. Definitely do that, because that's the one thing that a lot of people go back to their blind school for retraining on. They slack, and then they wonder why they can't control their dog. Obedience is the foundation of everything for your guide dog, so make sure you do it. Alrighty, guys, like I always say, I'll see you in the next video. Be you, stay true, and be naturally seen. Ain't that right, Roxy? Ain't that right? Mwah, 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 mwah.